building a pool as owner builders, and my part of the job is the concrete and drains, and we've done concrete with 3 foot on center rebar, 3/8 rebar. We did the coping. The coping's 4 inches of cantilever bullnose with fiber mix in it. It's a broom finish. As far as the concrete goes, it's got some bands in it with some texture mat. And vibroplated the dirt for good compaction. And again, 3 foot on center steel rebar with 6-sack 3/8 pea gravel pump mix. Oh, we're going to end up with approximately 33 to 35 yards back here, just in this backyard. We place it, we rod it out, screed it, we bolt float it, and we Fresno it. Crazy trowel it. It gets to a certain consistency, and then we funny trowel it and we start cutting our joints in. All my joints are cut in free form. I try to stay as close to a plan as I can for a homeowner. Sometimes once you get stuff on the ground, it looks a little bit different than it does on paper. So we have a tendency to change things if it's okay with the homeowner. Try to accommodate the homeowner the best we can with what they like and what they want. Making sure that your contractor's licensed, insured, bonded, and make sure he does good work. You got color, you got stamp, you got broom finish, which is a common. You've got the bands, you've got shiners on the outside, you got 2-color texture mat. And I would recommend that if you're going to do a 2-color texture mat, seal it. And homeowners know that it's going to take a maintenance, something you have to do minimum every 2 years, maybe every year, depending on the weather. You know, the weather changes things with that. If you're going to do just a single color concrete, you have an option there. You can seal it or not seal it, but know that the color's going to go away, just like it does in your clothes. Everything fades, and out in the weather, it's going to fade faster. And they got different sheens as well. You can do a dull sheen, you can do a high gloss sheen. I mean, there's several different ways of sealing concrete. Well, some of the advantages would be you're going to save some money. But a homeowner can do it. It's a simple deal, it really is, as long as you have somebody that you can talk to, such as the company that's done this one. They've helped Mr. Carter really well. I mean, he's done fine on this thing, and he saved himself probably $5,000 to $6,000 by subbing it out himself. Yeah. And that gives him more money to put back in the backyard on other things that he normally wouldn't get through a pool contractor. Because of the way things are shaped and so many curves and things that people are doing today, a pattern stamp will can kind of get lost if there's not a big enough area. We try to stay with the texture mats, and then we cut bands in it, and we kind of give it a pattern. 6x6 squares, 4x4 squares. We can go as small as 2x2 squares, just depending on what the homeowner wants. And the texture matting is, we trowel it 1 or 2 times, get it nice and firm. We have a liquid release that we use, and we spray out of a Hudson sprayer. And we spray that on the ground, and we start texturing. We turn our mats so that we don't have the same pattern going the same way, because the texture mat will still have a pattern, if you will, or a style to it. So by turning the mat, you change that style a little bit, and you alter the pattern. So therefore it don't look the same. You get what you pay for, exactly. It's the same as a concrete contractor going into a backyard. I could charge you $3 a square foot, you're going to get $3 a square foot. I could charge you $5, you're going to get $5. You're going to get some caring in the project. And not everybody's like that. There's guys out there that do concrete for $3.50, $3 a square foot, and they still care. Do they care enough? Who knows? I'm not there to watch every one of them. I see when I go back, when people call me, hey, I got this going on with my concrete or that, and I go back and I look, and my first question is, well, how much did you pay? You know, that's going to tell me everything I need to know right there. I wouldn't go with the cheapest contractor. I wouldn't go with the most expensive. I'd pick somebody that you like. You know, you got to trust and you got to believe, period. And if you can go see his work, then that's even more better.
would you share with our viewers how the prices that were from builders compared to the subcontractors that you used? How would you say that compared to if you would have went directly with a pool builder?
Well, numbers wise, off of quotes we received, we came in between $7,000 to $8,000 less than the average pool builder, and that was without them having the opportunity to give us any add-ons and jack any prices up.
Okay, so, and that is a huge point, because I can tell you that that is a industry standard practice, that a lot of pool builders will come in on the low side and they'll keep the project very meager. They won't have any extras, the lamp posts and different things in their design. And what they do is they'll get in on a low price, and then they'll start adding things, and boy, they just, because they're already in on the project, they are going to make a profit, and a good one, on those upgrades. So
Correct.
that's a very huge point to make. Now, Jared had chosen Got Pools Direct at a time when the industry had experienced a decline. And currently, that is still something going on today, is a decline in the housing market. But how would you, I mean, would you do this even when the economy was, really robust and moving? I mean, I know that there's a lot of people that choose to be an owner builder and to be a contractor that they can truly trust the most. How would you, what would you say to our viewers about that?
Personally, I would still take on the challenge. One of the things you got to remember, versus yourself versus the pool builder, they too are using contractors, and you actually might get a little leg up on a contractor because they know when they're complete with the job, they're going to get a check from you right away. Versus if they're working for a pool builder, they might get paid 30, 60, 90 days out. So, a lot of times, a lot of contractors will still jump on the bullet for the owner builder just because they know they're going to get paid a lot quicker.
That's true. And now the processes of calling in for inspections. Tell us a little bit about how that went.
It was pretty simple. You just call in and left a message of, the day before you want an inspection, you call in, give them your permit number and your address and the type of inspection you're calling in for, if it's a pre-gunite inspection or a pre-plaster inspection or what have you. And you just let them know if you want an AM or a PM inspection, and they come out and do their job.
Well, the last time that Got Pools Direct had been out at the job site was just after gunite, and I recall making my way over to the permit card and just seeing that it passed and everything. And then I recall I made a call to you that day and congratulated on you that it passed in such a timely manner. And do you remember what I asked you? I said, well, were there any corrections? And it was so exciting for me to hear Jared say that there were none. It passed the first time through. And how about later on through the project? Well, I haven't asked about that. How did the inspections go? Were there any corrections on anything?
No corrections.
Wow.
Everything just smooth as butter.
Wow, that is great. And so that's assurance to our viewers that truly, when you choose the right subcontractor, and I know that you had gone out, Jared had gone out to look at some of the work by the contractors, and we do stress that you go out, but when you're interviewing them, that you make an appointment, drive over, see some of the work that they've done, see some of the work that they're working on, and if you like it, get on their book, hire them. If you like their price and you like what they're doing, you look at their employees, you see how they're working on the project, you speak to the homeowner, and find out from the homeowner what it is that they feel about the
Hello, I'm Jess Oren from GotPoolsDirect.com, and we're back to congratulate Jared Carter on a job well done. He deserves honors. So again, using GotPoolsDirect, you have done, and we're here today to go over the completed project. You deserve honors and to share with our viewers what it was that he did and how he performed and the contractors performed. And so, Jared, congratulations on your job. It is absolutely gorgeous. So tell us a little bit about how it went with the subcontractors.
Well, dealing with subcontractors was rather simple. You know, they pretty friendly business people.
When we first met, one of the things that you had said to us in our first interview was that you had met with a lot of different pool builders, and those pool builders were giving you quotes, and they were bringing plans to you and Jill, and the plans weren't quite what you wanted. You had said that you were looking for, more of what you wanted. And now I know you relied on GotPoolsDirect for a plan, but you also did make some changes and to fit your specific needs, and just help our viewers with that process. Like after you met with each of the individual contractors, were they easy to deal with when you were obtaining commitments from them on their pricing for each of the phases?
Yes, they're easy to deal with. And then once again, off the plans, if they felt there was something that needed to be changed, they would voice their opinion and explain to you why they thought it should be changed. And sometimes we did go that route, and other times we stuck with what we were doing.
Right. And did those involve change orders? Were those a money up or a money down?
No, nothing cost me anything more or less on any of the contractors.
Okay. Okay. And now let's move to the part where contractors are committed to show up at a specific time, and you guys had discussed obviously a timeline with them, a start time and an end time. Were they did they stick to that primarily? Were they on time, and did they perform to your liking?
Yeah, everybody performed on time and everything. None of the contractors actually given an exact timeline. You got weather and other things to take into account for, but I was pretty able to nail them down to an approximate time frame, and they all were right in what they thought it should take.
Well, wonderful. Well, we understand that because the weather is a factor, and so our viewers probably understand. We have clients from all over the United States. There's different weather factors, but how about more specifically their commitment to their start time? Were they on time for that?
Yes, everybody started exactly when they said they were going to start.
Okay, that's the important key here, and that we should point out, and I know that a lot of our viewers are interested in that. The other thing that our viewers are interested in, Jared, is how did they work directly with you in showing you things? I know you mentioned that when you reviewed the plan, but how about during the process? Were these contractors friendly enough, and did you guys have a relationship where the contractor would come to you and call you and say, look, I want to go over this issue and work this out? Did you have that going on with these contractors?
Yeah, they were rather informative, and then being able to be in and out of the job like I was, if I had a question on something that they were doing, it was simple to ask them, and they would always give a straightforward answer. And if you had a question on something or why something was being done one way or another, it was always, get an answer right now, and they didn't try to hide anything.